Good morning. It is March 13th, and I'm guessing that your day is as busy as mine today, so we'll get right into the Longbow dashboard. So I'm going to kick it off first with an index and then go to ETFs. So the VIX index of VIX, as you can imagine, given the liquidity and credit issues with the financials, is up at its high end of the trading range today. So you're pretty much at a minus, call it 11.2 odds to 1. That makes a lot of sense, but interestingly, right, the range signal on is neutral because you're not quite there, but short term it's been neutral momentum, medium term momentum neutral. So we'll come back to that and look at the picture in a second, because if those flip to positive, it means you'd be seeing more volatility. And I'm going to guess when you look at the picture, that's what you might see. So that's something you're going to be watching here to see if any of these flip and in which direction. Second, you've got the SPY that's actually in the middle of the range. So you've seen, obviously the market declining, now the market positive. People are, I guess, hoping that the Fed doesn't add to its rate hikes, or at least keeps it at 25 bips maximum. But right now we've got a short-term bearish signal on there, medium-term neutral, since you had the big ramp up in January and then down in February and then challenges here in March. Qs are towards the lower end of the range, but still within the range, same kind of thing, neutral, neutral. Energy was down today. Earlier it was below the low end of the trading range, but it's showing neutral right now. But you've seen, bearish signs here for the momentum signal, short-term and medium-term, and that's because people are worried. People were worried with the liquidity crunch here in the U.S. and maybe slower growth internationally. What's going to happen to energy? So oil prices come down a little bit, and that's what you're seeing through the ETF XLE. For financials, XLF, no surprise, you got that green oversold signal. But what do you see with the source? So the core signal, it's saying don't do anything. So it kind of knows that some of these technical factors aren't all pointing in the same direction for you to be buying it. But if you think things are oversold, obviously the government stepped in. Lots of folks are swarming around some regional banks, picking off assets here and there. This is giving you a pretty strong signal from the trading range, but neutral on the core signal. And that's because some of these other signals over here. Utilities are nearly overbought. Makes a lot of sense. People are flying over to safe havens like gold. They're going over to utilities. Rates came down today, so long duration like utilities, we're having a strong day. And then the dollar's in an oversold area. And with a bullish short term and bullish medium term, that's one where you'd say, okay, I've got odds 2.2 to 1 on the upside. We've got a bullish formation going up, something to look at. But what I'll do is I'll take it off KISS view and we'll just look at two. So we'll go first to the VIX, as we talked about before, the index. And what do you see here? Huge pop near the top end of the range. So if you're expecting more disasters, this certainly can stay wider and go up. If you think the disasters are contained, then obviously you know what to do. It's getting towards the top end of the trading range, one that's really blown out over the last few days. So we talked about before, it's interesting, the bottom end's actually going down. So all it did is the top end widen as the volatility increased. So you're probably going to see this come down a bit, maybe this head up a little bit and narrow over time. But this is during the time of most confusion. This is what's happening. But interesting, the lower end is not going up a lot higher. And then we'll head over. The other one I kind of want to look at is the UUP. So that's the dollar, US dollar. As we just talked about, it's been in a bullish formation here since the beginning of the year. It had depreciated since, call it the fall of last year, but then appreciating, and now it's at the low end of the trading range in a bullish formation. So if there's anything to do, if you're looking to pick up, if you think the dollar is going to be a safe haven, today's your day. That's it for today. I look forward to speaking to you guys tomorrow.